Good morning. It's Fun Friday. I'm glad to have you here today. We're going to do some fun things today. This week we've been talking and learning about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So hopefully you've told your families the things that you've learned about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And we've also been learning about polar bears. So we're going to read a fun book about polar bears called Little Polar Bear Finds a Friend. We're also going to be making our polar bears for our Fun Friday activity. So if you don't have your Fun Friday activity paper, you might want to get it if you want to do it with me. And you want to make sure that your staple's taken out at the top. And also I sent a paper home on Thursday because I forgot to put it in your little packet that says polar bear. So you might want to go get that out of your backpack too. That's separate from your Friday. That came separately on Thursday. So you'll need this to glue your polar bear onto, just like we did the penguin page. And you'll need your packet with your staple taken out for the Fun Friday project. All right, let's get started. We'll do some cheers to start our day. All right. Cheers today. What rhymes with sun? Did you say run, fun, bun? All right, good job. Okay, first sounds, ready? We're gonna do these fast today. Restaurant, operation, golden, g. Effort, good job. All right, now let's take some words apart, put them back together, ready? N, 10. J, jam. B, d, bed. V, vet. G, hug. Good job. All right, let's get our roller coasters on. Ready? Web, back. Fish. Do you know what that vowel is? That's an I. Good job. Yes. What's that? That's an E that you just grabbed. Good job. Mud. Ready? Mud. What's that? That's a U you grabbed. Good job. Pet. What's that? Elephant. That's an E. Good job. All right. Let's take some words apart. You ready? One. Fib. Hop. Up. Let. At. Dip. Dip. Good job. All right. Add some. Say it before I do. Ready? Add dim. Add tab. Add let. Good job. All right. Hop. Take away the h. What's left? Up. Done. Take away the d. What's left? Un. Red. Take away the What's left? Ed. Good job. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep those fists alive. Fill. Take away the f. Change it to w. Will. Deck. Take away the d. Change it to n. Neck. Bus. Take away the b. Change it to f. Fuss. Good job. All right. Remember, we got some new letter. We got a new sound. Oh, I don't know where my new sound is. Oh, I can't find my new sound cards. They are missing. Oh, there they are. They're just hiding behind the books here. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna mix them up. Remember, we have a new sound. Wha, 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 wha. Because you're raising your hand to ask questions like what, when, where, why. All right, here we go. Letter is D. B, sound is B. Letter is G, sound is G. Letter is T, sound is T. Letter is F, sound is F. Letter is P, sound is P. Letter is O, sound is A. Letter is C, sound is K. Letter is SH, 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 sh. Letter is H, sound is H. Letter is CH, 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 ch. Letter is V, sound is V. Letter is R, sound is Letter is M, sound is M. Letter is S, sound is S. Letter is L, sound is L. Letter is I, sound is E. Letter is B, sound is B. Letter is TH, TH. Letter is WH, WH. Wha, wha, wha. Letter is K, sound is K. Letter is Q, sound is Qu. Letter is Z, sound is Z. Letter is U, sound is A. Letter is X, sound is X. Letter is J, sound is J. Letter is E, sound is E. Letter is Y, sound is Y. Letter is W, sound is W. Letter is N, sound is N. Letter is A, sound is A. Letter is D, B, sound is B. These letters are backwards in my camera, so sometimes I say the wrong letter, especially if it's one that can be reversed. All right. Hey diddle diddle, ready? See if we can do it in the song. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Oh, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. All right, good job, friends. Now, let's see if you can do some of our sight words. I have my sight word ring. See if you can tell me these sight words. You know what this one is? Was. See if you can say the word before I do. Come. You. At. My. And. In. Can. We. Like. The. To. See. I. On. Is. That was really fast. I'm going to keep them there for us to start next time. All right. Okay, we're going to read a story about a polar bear. It's called Little Polar Bear Finds a Friend. See the little polar bear there? This book is written and illustrated by Hans de Beer. It's a fun story about a polar bear and some friends that he finds. Can you see the friends that he finds? Lars, the little polar bear, was very lonely. As he gazed across the cool blue ocean, he wished he had a friend to play with. When he got home, Lars' mother could tell right away that something was wrong. "Why are you so sad?" she said. She asked. "Because I have no friends here," said Lars glumly. "No worry," said his mother. "One day you'll find someone to play with." The next morning, when Lars was out for a walk, he thought he saw another little polar bear standing next to a big wooden box. "I should go over and say hello," thought Lars, but when he got closer, he realized the polar bear was made of wood. Lars smelled food, so he walked into the box to see what it was. Suddenly there was a loud bang and the door at the end of the box snapped shut. Lars was trapped. Oh no. It was dark inside the box and Lars couldn't see a thing. He threw himself against the door, but it wouldn't open. Lars sat in the box for hours. He thought about his parents and about how worried they must be that he didn't come home. Suddenly he heard voices outside. The box began to move and Lars felt it being lifted. He was very scared. The box bumped up and down and rocked back and forth for another hour. When it finally stopped moving, he cried out, but no one opened the door. Then the box began to shake and Lars heard a loud roar. He felt as if he was being pushed downwards and backwards, and there was a funny feeling in his tummy. Then the feeling passed. Lars was now very tired, so he curled up in the box and fell asleep. The next thing Lars knew, there was a loud crash, and at last the door of the box burst open. Lars found himself in a strange place filled with many wooden boxes and lots of strange smells. "Hey, little polar bear, come over here," said a deep, huge voice. Lars looked up and was startled to see a huge walrus. "What are you doing here?" asked Lars. "I was trapped just like you," said the walrus. "The owl says we're going to be taken to a zoo." "What's a zoo?" asked Lars. "I don't know," grunted the walrus, "and I don't want to find out. Do you think we should lift the latch? Do you think you could lift the latch on this cage?" Do you think he can do that? Lift that latch? Lars banged the latch with his paws, and finally it swung open. The walrus lumbered out of his cage, and together they started to free all the other animals. As the cages were opened, Lars was surrounded by many animals he had never seen before. But the biggest surprise came out of the last box, a little brown bear whose name was Bee. Do you see Bee right here? The walrus was very clever, and soon he had found a way to escape. But all the animals were so happy to be free that they ran away, leaving the slow walrus behind. "Wait for me," he cried after them. When Lars and Bee heard the walrus cry, they stopped, turned around, and went back to help their friend. "I'm sorry we ran off," said Lars. "We started together and we'll finish together." By the time the three of them reached the woods, it was dark. They barely escaped being caught by the bright glare searchlights. When they were deep in the woods and out of danger, Lars, Bee, and the walrus fell fast asleep. The next morning when Lars woke up, he was surprised to hear Bee crying. "What's wrong?" asked Lars. "We're not in danger anymore." "It's my parents," sobbed Bee. "They were captured earlier and I'll probably never see them again." "I'm sorry," said Lars, but then he had an idea. "Why don't you come home with me?" he said. "You can be my sister." "But won't your parents be upset because I'm brown?" asked Bee. "Of course not," said Lars. "Bears are bears." When the walrus woke up, the three of them talked about how they would get home. If he could find a river," said the walrus, I would carry both of you on my back." While the walrus talked, Bee noticed some bees flying around the tree. "I'm hungry," Bee turned to Lars. "Will you help me get some honey?" Lars had never seen bees before, and he was afraid. He hid behind the bushes with the walrus. So polar bears don't eat bees, do they? They don't see bees, but brown bears do. Lars and the walrus liked the honey very much, and as soon as they'd eaten, the three friends set off to find a river. As they walked along, Lars couldn't believe how many trees there were in the forest. Luckily, Bee had such a good sense of smell that she quickly led them to a small stream. The walrus jumped right in and rolled. "This feels great," he said. "Climb on my back and let's get going." As the walrus swam along, the stream turned into a river. Lars told Bee all about his wonderful home. Then Lars noticed a familiar smell. We're coming to a city," he said. "I visited a city once. We must be very careful. Let's stop until it gets dark." While the three of them sat on the riverbank and waited for the sun to go down, Lars told them about his adventure in the city. "I met some nice cats," he said, "but everything is very dirty. My home is much nicer than a city." The next day, Lars and the walrus recognized the smell of salty seawater. "We're almost here," Lars said to Bee. "Not quite," said the walrus. We still have far to go, and first we have to pass through those big gates up ahead. Soon they found themselves in the middle of the ocean. A storm had started, and the waves were getting bigger and bigger. Hang on tight, yelled the walrus. At last, the three friends arrived in the Arctic. Bee stared at the strange landscape. She'd seen snow before, but she'd never seen so much of it. The walrus dropped Lars and Bee off near Lars's home. It was time to say goodbye. Thanks for waiting for me, said the walrus. I never would have made it home without you. And we never would have made it without you, said Lars. As the walrus swam away, Lars and Bee set out to find Lars's parents. Bee was having trouble walking on the ice and snow. She kept slipping and sliding. Do you remember what we learned about polar bears? Polar bears have something special that help them not slip and slide. Do you think brown bears have those same pads on their feet? I don't know. Maybe that's why Bee was slipping and sliding, because she doesn't have those same pads as polar bears have. Suddenly, Lars saw his parents and ran up to greet them. Bee slid along behind him. Where have you been? Said his mother. We were so worried about you. Lars quickly told his parents about his adventure and explained that Bee had been separated from her parents. She's afraid that you won't let her stay because she's brown, said Lars. That's silly, said Lars's father. Bears are bears. Lars's mother gave Bee a big hug. You're a very beautiful bear, she said. You can stay with us as long as you like. Lars was very happy. I can't wait to get home, he said. There are so many things I want to show my new friend. Did it matter that Bee was brown to that family? No, it didn't matter, did it? It's kind of like Martin Luther King taught people that color shouldn't matter. Did it matter to Lars's parents? They didn't care. They loved Bee just because she was a bear. Because bears are bears and people are people, huh? And that's the end of the story. I love that story. It's a good story about animals making friends, just like you making friends with people. All right, now we get to make our polar bear. So what you're gonna do first for your polar bear, I need to turn this down a little bit so you can see it, is get your polar bear page that says polar bear, and you can color these letters if you'd like, make it more interesting. And then, whoops, yikes. And you should have your packet, and you have a picture just in case you forget after I give you the instructions. Just in case you forget what the polar bear looks like, you have your little polar bear there. So the first thing you want to do is cut out all of your white pieces. All of the white pieces of your polar bear. You can go ahead and cut those out now. Cut out all of those pieces. Okay, if you need to stop the video for a minute and cut them out, that's fine, or you can do it later if that's what you normally do. I've got mine cut out now. So the first thing you're gonna do is glue on the belly. The belly is kind of a circle, almost an oval. So get your belly, and you're gonna put some glue on it. And your belly is gonna go in kind of towards the middle of the paper, but a little bit farther down, because the only thing that's gonna go below the belly is the bear's feet. There's your polar bear's feet. And there's kind of a line on mine. The copy machine made a line on its belly. So I want my line to go like that. So I'm gonna go like that so that my polar bear has a line on its belly going that way, but you can do it however you want, okay? All right, then the next thing I'm gonna do is put my feet on my polar bear. These are the polar bear's feet, so I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on, and I'm gonna tuck my feet underneath the belly so that it looks like his feet are going from underneath his body. See how I did that? I just tucked it underneath. So I just lift it up and tuck it underneath like that, okay? Then you can get your polar bear's head and get his head and glue it. Whoops. And glue his head to the top, and make sure that that you don't glue it over the words, over the letters, polar bear. Okay. Then I'm gonna get his arms and glue his arms on. And his arms, if you see down at the bottom, You can do it any way you want. He has two arms, and they're not really in any particular way, except for that they kind of loop around his belly. So if you can see, this would be the wrong way to do it, and this would be the right way to do it because it hugs his body, okay? So you just want to make sure the arm hugs his body. Hugs his or her body. I should say her body. His or her body. If your polar bear is a girl, it can be a her body. So then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick up his or her head and tuck it kind of under the head, like that. And then get the other arm and do the same thing with that one. Put a little bit of glue on the back. And then I'm going to carefully kind of lift up the head and tuck it a little bit under its head. Okay? So there's that. All right. Then all we need is the nose and the eyes, nose, and ears. So I'm going to start with the nose and eyes. So get out your black and cut out the nose and eyes. The nose is pretty easy to cut out. The eyes are kind of little, so they're a little bit harder to cut out. So I'm going to glue my nose on first. My nose, the pointy part points down, not up. So make sure that your pointy part points down, like that. And you can put it a little bit close to the bottom. And then you can get a black crayon. I don't have a black crayon, but I have a pen right here. So I'm just gonna make a little smiley face. And you can see there's one on your paper. You can see what it looks like. And then cut out your eyes, the little black circles. They're really tiny, so be really careful. Cut all the way around the outside of that circle. And then you can glue your eyes on. Oops. Didn't cut the very edge of that one off. There we go. Then glue your eyes just above your nose. Just like that. And then you can cut out your ears. Your pink ears. Your pink ears are just kind of a half circle. Cut out both of them, and then I'll show you where to put them. You can see them in the picture. They go just right inside the polar bear's ears. So you cut them out, and then you put a little bit of glue on them, and then you just put them right inside the polar bear's ears. So they look like ears. Just like that. And then you have a polar bear. And if you'll bring it to school again, we're putting them in your special animal reports that we're working on in class, and we'll put those with them. All right, you did a great job today. To end our day, I want to end with some dice subtraction. So it'll be fluency and fitness. We'll end with fluency and fitness today, and we'll do some dice subtraction. Instead of our normal reading, we'll do some fun math. So we'll do that right. Okay, now solve the subtraction problems. We're gonna start with the same one. 5, take away 1. 5, take away 1 is, you can do it on your fingers if you need to, 4. 5, take away 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1. Good job. 3, take away 3, so take 3 away is 0. 5, take away, 4, take away 3, 1, 2, 3 is 1. 6. Take away 5. How do you do that? Is 1. 4. Take away 4 is 0. 5. Take away 3. 1, 2, 3 is 2. See if you can get it before I do. 6. Take away 2. 1, 2 is 4. 2. Take away 2 is 0. Yes. 6, take away 1 is 5. 2, take away 1 is 1. 1, take away 1 is 0. 6, take away 1. Oh, take away 1 is 5. 6, take away 3. 1, 2, 3 is 3. 3, take away 2. 1, 2 is 1. 4, take away 2. 1, 2 is 2. 3, take away 3. 1, 2, 3 is 0. Windmills. Woo! 4, take away 2. 1, 2 is 2. 5, take away 2. 1, 2 is 3. 6, take away 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 0. 3, take away 1 is 2. How about you eat? 5, take away 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 0. 5, take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1. 4, take away 1 is 3. 6, take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 2. Yay! Good job. Good work today. We will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.